Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about Kano OS. My group members are Shreyans, Mehta and Vishnu Ranjith, and I'm Shah. So let's start with the introduction to Kano OS. So Kano is an open source operating system which has a unique way for anyone to understand technology and create with code. The parent company Kano sells computer kits with some of them based on Raspberry Pi. Kano OS is their operating system based on Raspberry and Stretch with a wonderful interface for kids. It's perfect for kids who are interested in screens and want to play educational games. So the installation process for Kano OS. Kano Computer Kit was initially based on Raspberry Pi 3 and the latest developments are not really made for Raspberry Pi. However, the system is still on Raspberry and Stretch. That's why it will not work on Raspberry Pi 4 for the moment. But in the future, they might launch a new version that will run for Raspberry Pi. For now, you need to have a Raspberry Pi 3 B plus or older to run it. So we go to the first page, that's Kano.me, the official website for Kano OS. Scroll down to Kano OS and you will see three different versions, Pi 3, Pi 2 and Pi 1. We'll have to select Pi 3 for Raspberry Pi 3. Once ready, you click on download and wait for a few seconds. Then you flash it on an SD card. So you'll need a SD card that's around 16 GB and you now have an image to flash on your SD card. So the preparation is the same as with any operating system. You'll need a tool for this named Etcher. It's a great tool to flash SD card for Raspberry Pi and it's freely available on any operating system, Windows, Linux, Mac, anything. So now my friend Vishnu will continue from here.
Okay, so once installed, start the etcher and a window like this will show up, like the figure. And on the left, browse to find the download image for Kano OS. Then insert your SD card. Etcher should select it automatically. Finally, click on Flash to start the SD card preparations. Wait for a few minutes for the tool to complete the copy. You can now install the SD card in your Raspberry Pi. First boot. So on the first boot, you'll get a strange command prompt asking you to type a random command. Then follow the cool wizard to configure your session. Start by typing your name. Then the command say hello. You should hear the computer speaking if you have a speaker plugged. Then follow these steps to configure everything and play a bit. So features of Kano OS. So Kano is full of useful apps you can use to discover the Raspberry Pi or to learn in general. In the default desktop, it is not possible to run several apps simultaneously, but there is a classic mode where it's possible. A few apps are hidden in the classic mode, and Kano World will allow you to install more apps and add-ons. It's not exactly like Play Store or anything like that, but there are a few ones you can download for more generic usage. And obviously, as it's a Raspbian based system, you can connect with SSH and use app to install other apps and services. So further features include protected and supervisor mode, allows disk access and file systems, device driver, networking security, program execution, memory management, virtual memory multitasking, handling input and output operations, manipulation of the file system, error detection and handling, resource allocation, and information and resource protection.
Okay, so I'm Shreyans Mehta and I'll continue with the features now. As Kano OS is based on as Kano OS is made for children between the ages of 7 and 10. Its UI is similar to that. We have a basic story mode in which it's a main story. It has a story game, and as we can see, it's in the format of an old 90s Pokemon game, which makes it more interesting and engaging for the kids. There are many other popular games such as Minecraft, where you can learn to code while playing the game. There are numerous other activities which can be done, which are watching videos on YouTube, checking Gmail, or using other Google applications, uh, having a file manager. Another distinct feature is the Song Maker, which is an app created by Google to create musical rhythms, which helps develop creativity in the children. There's another popular app based on Harry Potter, which is an adventure game where we have to code along, and it helps us it's not only interactive and interesting because it is based on Harry Potter, but also informative and educational as it helps us learn to code. So this is the main story mode, and this is the OS screen. Here on the left-hand side, left-hand top corner is the profile, where as you make progress, the levels increase. Different apps are the YouTube app, or if you want to browse the internet. So now coming to the conclusion, Kano OS Kano OS is a children-friendly setup implemented on the Raspberry Pi. It's simple plug and play with no complicated RAM module changes, making it very easy for the younger people around the ages of 7 or 8 to start using computers. And because they are young, we do not want to expose them directly to the internet, as there are many things which are not suitable for kids. So this provides a perfect platform for both knowledge as well as exposure, but although limited. We can teach children to use Python and build their own software, build their own little applications on the Kano OS. As mentioned earlier, you can learn to teach learn to teach programming using Minecraft. There are also using terminal and using commands on terminal. There are many other text-based adventure games such as Zork, which was developed by MIT, which can be played. And we can also create music and work with with RGB LED matrices to create pixel art or even a clock. So overall, Kano OS is a very powerful tool for learning and teaching basic coding to beginners